Hi guys, here I have 5 different types of brown rice that I've been soaking for over 12 hours. I like to soak my brown rice before cooking for 2 reasons. One, I save cooking time. Pre-soaking does the initial cooking without the heat. The other reason is that I get to rinse out the unwanted stuff found in rice, arsenic. They say a quick rinse before cooking reduces a small amount of arsenic, so if you soak for a long period of time and discard the soaking water, I believe it will substantially reduce the amount of arsenic in your rice. For those of you who are not familiar with arsenic, here is a brief explanation. Arsenic is found in all rices, especially the ones that have the outer husk not removed like these brown rices. If you consume a lot, it can be dangerous for your health. So before I go on, I want to show you how to wash rice. So you want to quickly give it 2 rinses and throw away the water. The reason being, you don't want to wash your rice in dirty water. That's why you want to rinse out any dust, because rice is notorious for absorbing any foreign matters. Rice is like sponge. It will absorb anything. Give gentle pressure and rub the rice in between your palms. We don't want to break the rice. If you break the rice, it will ruin the texture when the rice is cooked. We're going to rinse. I would rinse 5 times. Now this is the final rinse, and see how clear the water is. Now you will soak the rice. I decided to soak for 10 hours because this recipe was developed for those of you who work the regular 8-hour shift with 2 hours commute time. So if you wash the rice before you go to work, you are ready to cook when you come home from work. Oh, but you don't have to be exact. It's just a matter of taking out 1 or 2 or even 3 tablespoons of water. The cooking time remains the same. So this is the basmati rice, and drain the water. You want to do this, like tap on the bottom. This is 2.5 quart size. Okay, so that's a 2 cup and a quarter. I am cooking on the smaller burner. Close the lid. I want to show you, you see the bubble? The rice is starting to boil. I want to bring this to a full boil, meaning that I'm going to stir the rice and then stop. Let's see. So it's not boiling anymore, but it has to boil even after I stir the rice. So I'm going to let this boil. I am stirring the rice. It is still boiling. That's a full boil. You see that? I'm going to close the lid and now reduce the heat to medium and then set the timer for 15 minutes. I want to show you what it looks like. The water has absorbed. So close it. I'm going to reduce the heat to the lowest and then set the timer for 15 minutes again. So I'm going to turn off the heat. Open. Yeah. You're going to stir the rice from the bottom up. Mix really well. The reason we do this is because sometimes if you pour too much water, you'll see a puddle of water on the bottom of the pot. In this case, we don't have that problem. When you have that problem, you want to mix really well and distribute the water evenly to the entire rice. Another reason is that the rice on the bottom is more cooked than the rice on top. Here, some rice got stuck to the bottom of the pot, it will come off after you rest the rice for 5 minutes off the heat. Rice has been resting for 5 minutes. Okay, it's very well cooked. Rice is fully cooked, but nothing got stuck onto the pot. Well done. So the next rice that I'm going to cook is jasmine rice. I'm not going to cook the long grain rice because it's the same recipe. 2.5 cups of water. So that is half cups, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take out 2 tablespoons. Yeah, you guys might say, oh my god, why do you even have to take out 2 tablespoons? Like a tablespoon of water is not a lot on its own, but imagine having like a tablespoon of water on the bottom of your pot when your rice is already cooked. It's like a puddle of water that you see on the bottom of the pot. At that time, 1 tablespoon of water could be considered a lot in that situation. Some people like my mom, especially like older folks, they like their rice to be really soft. So if I was cooking this rice for her, I would even take out the 2 tablespoons of water. Cooking jasmine rice. Okay, now I see the sign of boiling, so I'm gonna do the same. Boiling even without the lid. Level the rice evenly. And then now I'm going to cover and reduce the heat to medium and set the timer for 20 minutes. So I'm going to reduce the heat to low, the lowest one, and then set the timer for 10 minutes. Turn off the heat with the wet rice paddle. Give this rice a nice stir. Mix the rice. Give it a rest for 5 minutes off the heat. Yep, like nothing stuck to the bottom. And it's really well cooked. Turn off the heat. Some people do not like the idea of soaking brown rice for this long because they said you lose the nutty flavor. Yes, I agree. You still have that nutty flavor, but then you do lose a little bit. But I am more concerned about rinsing out the arsenic than the nutty flavor because I'm always health and sanitation over flavor. So I prefer to cook brown rice this way. Oh, and one more thing, please do not throw your cooked rice in the garbage disposal. You might be able to grind them initially, but they go down the drain and it's going to clog up your pipe really badly. You might have to call the professional for that. I just want to show you that brown rice does have a little bit of oil in the husk, the rice bran. So when you cook brown rice and then try to clean the pot, you might notice like oil residue a little bit on the side. If you ever wonder why is that, it's because yes, our brown rice does have oil. Just in case you have a pot that doesn't have a glass lid. This reminds me of those, bubble kids toy that blows bubbles. That's what it looks like. You soaked your rice over 10 hours and you're ready to cook, and then something comes up and you cannot cook the rice at the moment. What do you do with the soaked rice? Drain all the water out and keep it in your refrigerator for up to 2 days. Thank you very much for watching, and please like this video and subscribe. Bye bye.